In the heart of Chicago, amid the city's restless hum, two sisters lived what many would call an ordinary life. Emily and Claire Thompson, identical twins, inseparable since birth. They shared everything: birthdays, secrets, and even dreams that seemed too big for their small apartment on the North Side. Friends described them as mirror images with different souls. Emily, the cautious one, worked as a freelance photographer. She saw the world through her camera lens, quiet, observant, always searching for meaning. Claire, on the other hand, was restless, ambitious, and endlessly drawn to the glamorous life she saw online. It was late in 2023 when their lives began to drift toward a darker story, one that would later make international headlines. According to those close to them, it all started with an email. Claire had been messaging a man who claimed to be connected to a wealthy Dubai Sheikh, a man who, he said, was looking for American partners for a humanitarian project. At first, it sounded too good to be true. But Claire believed it was her chance to change everything, to leave behind her struggling job and find purpose, or maybe something more. Emily was skeptical. She warned her sister not to trust strangers, especially those who promised luxury in faraway countries. But Claire's determination was stronger than Emily's caution. "It's not dangerous, Em," she told her. "It's an opportunity. He's not just anyone, he's royalty." In January 2024, Claire received an official-looking invitation, complete with embossed seals and Arabic script. The Sheikh's representative offered to fly both sisters to Dubai for a private meeting to discuss their involvement in a charitable foundation. The flights were first class. The hotels, 5-star. Everything looked legitimate. Friends recalled how Emily hesitated until the very last moment. But in the end, she couldn't let her twin go alone. "If you're going, I'm going too," she said. On February 3, 2024, at 11:15 p.m., security cameras captured the twins walking through O'Hare International Airport. They looked excited. Two young women with matching suitcases and matching smiles, unaware that this trip would change everything. Next images of them would come from halfway across the world, footage from Dubai International Airport. But after that, one of them would disappear forever. The story that follows is not about fame or fortune. It's about trust, deception, and the terrifying price of believing in a dream. When the Thompson twins landed in Dubai, the city was shimmering under the desert sun, a skyline of glass, steel, and gold. To outsiders, it looked like paradise. To Emily, it felt like something else entirely. Too perfect, too controlled. The Sheikh's representative was already waiting for them at the airport. Witnesses described him as calm, polite, and impeccably dressed. A man who introduced himself only as Mr. Kareem. He held a sign with their names printed in gold letters. From that moment, every step of their journey seemed planned, precise, and strangely rehearsed. They were taken to a luxury hotel in downtown Dubai, the kind of place neither sister had ever stayed before. The view from their suite overlooked the Burj Khalifa, lights glittering like stars trapped in glass. Claire was enchanted. "This is it," she whispered, recording everything on her phone. Emily smiled weakly but couldn't shake the uneasy feeling that they were being watched. Over the next 2 days, the sisters were chauffeured around the city, private cars, expensive dinners, and meetings with people who spoke in soft voices and avoided direct answers. Claire believed they were preparing for something important, a presentation or event that would change their lives. But Emily started noticing small inconsistencies. The Sheikh they were promised to meet never appeared in person. Every message from his office came through intermediaries. The documents they were asked to sign had missing sections, and when Emily asked questions, Kareem would simply smile and say, "You'll understand soon, Miss Emily." His Highness values discretion. The first real alarm came on their third night. Around midnight, Claire received a message on her private phone, a number she had never shared with anyone in Dubai. The message read, "Tomorrow you'll meet His Highness. Come alone." Emily only found out the next morning. She begged Claire not to go. "This isn't right, Claire. Something's off." But Claire laughed it off. "You worry too much. It's just business." Security footage from the hotel later confirmed that Claire left her room at 8:46 a.m., wearing a white dress and carrying a small purse. She got into a black SUV with tinted windows. Emily waited. Hours passed. Then night fell. Claire never returned. By 11 p.m., Emily reported her sister missing to hotel security. They assured her everything was fine, that guests often had extended meetings, but when she demanded to contact Mr. Kareem, she was told no one by that name worked for the Sheikh. That night, Emily realized something terrible. They were never guests. They were targets. By the time the Dubai police took the report seriously, more than 12 hours had passed since Claire Thompson was last seen. Emily sat in the marble-floored lobby of the hotel, clutching her sister's passport and phone, her voice trembling as she repeated the same words. "She left this morning. She never came back." Security footage confirmed only part of her story. Claire had indeed left the hotel, but what came after was unclear. The cameras outside the main entrance had malfunctioned at the exact time her car drove away. The license plate was unreadable. The driver's face obscured. The authorities began to question Emily. To them, she was a foreigner in a foreign city, emotional, confused, and possibly unreliable. They asked if the sisters had any enemies, any debts, or involvement in business deals. Emily denied everything. "We came here for a charity project," she said. But when police checked the invitation email, the sender's address no longer existed. 2 days later, the hotel manager handed over a statement, claiming that the reservation under the Sheikh's foundation was fake. No payments had ever been made. Everything, from their airport pickup to their luxury suite, had been arranged through untraceable intermediaries. Desperate, Emily turned to the U.S. consulate. Officials assured her they were coordinating with local authorities, but behind closed doors, they admitted the case was complicated. There were no witnesses, no evidence, and no verified records of a man named Kareem. Then something strange happened. Emily received a text message from an unknown number. It read, "Stop asking questions. Go home." She made her choice. Thorough investigators later traced the message to a disposable phone purchased 2 days earlier in Sharjah. The trail ended there. Rumors started circulating in online forums, whispers, about other women who had come to Dubai under similar promises and vanished without a trace. Some claimed these disappearances were linked to underground trafficking networks, posing as royal organizations. Others believed the Sheikh was a powerful figure using fake charities as a front. The media began to take notice. Headlines spread across the U.S. and the Middle East. Chicago twins missing in Dubai, only one returns. Under growing pressure, Dubai police reopened the case with a special task force. They re-examined every camera near the hotel, every car that left the area. And finally, after 2 weeks, they found something: blurry footage from a toll checkpoint outside the city. A black SUV matching the description was seen driving toward the desert. But what made investigators stop the tape was not the car, it was the figure in the passenger seat. A woman in a white dress, hands pressed against the window, as if she was trying to get someone's attention. The timestamp, February 4th, 2024 to 9:27 a.m. It was the last confirmed sighting of Claire Thompson alive. In the weeks following her sister's disappearance, Emily refused to leave Dubai. She moved from one cheap hotel to another, carrying only her camera bag and a folder full of police reports. Every night, she walked the city streets, searching faces, replaying memories, and hoping for a clue that could lead her to Claire. Then, in early March 2024, a man approached her outside a cafe near Jumeirah. He was quiet, nervous, and looked over his shoulder constantly. "You're the sister," he whispered. "The American," he introduced himself, as a former driver for the Sheikh's private staff. What he told Emily changed everything. "There is no Sheikh," he said. "Only a name used by people who trade in promises and disappearances." He claimed that Karim worked for an underground network that lured women through fake charities, social invitations, and false royal connections. Some were trafficked. Others simply never found again. Emily recorded his confession on her phone, but before she could hand it to the authorities, the man vanished. His phone went dead, and the cafe where they met was closed the next morning. Days later, Emily received an anonymous email with a video attachment. The file showed desert footage, shaky, low resolution, recorded from a distance. A black SUV stopped near an abandoned villa. Two men got out, dragging a woman who looked like Claire. The clip ended before anything more could be seen. Emily broke down. But even in her grief, she noticed something, a reflection in the car's window showing Karim's face. She rushed to the police again, this time with the video and timestamp. Investigators traced the location to an area outside Al Qudra Desert. When authorities searched the site, they found fragments of fabric, a bracelet, and traces of blood. DNA tests confirmed what Emily feared most. It was Claire. The official report called it a possible homicide under ongoing investigation, but no suspects were ever named publicly. Karim disappeared, and the so-called Sheikh Foundation was erased from every online record within days. Emily returned to Chicago alone. She avoided cameras, refused interviews, and lived quietly in her apartment overlooking the river. But each year, on February 3rd, she visits the airport, the same place their story began. In one of her last recorded statements to the press, Emily said, "People think danger wears a mask or holds a weapon. But sometimes it wears a smile and offers you a plane ticket." The case remains unsolved. The world moved on. But for Emily, the city of gold would forever be the city that took her twin and buried the truth beneath its shining sand.